Imagine yourself in a room full of voices. Everyone is speaking, sharing their views, discussing strategies, expressing their plans. Each person wants to be heard, each one talking about the importance of openness and transparency. We live in an era where self-expression has become the norm. But in this noise, we've nearly forgotten that one of the most powerful strategies is conscious silence. While some fill the space with words, others observe in silence, and they win. Silence becomes not a weakness, but a tool. Niccolò Machiavelli, the Florentine philosopher and political thinker, understood the power of silence perhaps better than anyone. His book, The Prince, is known for its blunt advice, but the most profound lessons are hidden in what he chose not to say. The crowd judges by appearance, he wrote, and appearance is shaped by words. But truth often hides in silence. In a world where people speak too much, the one who knows how to remain silent gains not only protection, but advantage. While others try to impress, the quiet one observes, analyzes, waits, and acts when it truly matters. In Machiavelli's time, a careless word could cost not just one's reputation, but their life. Today, the consequences may be softer, but the principle remains the same. The more we talk, the more we risk. Men judge by the eye, not by the hand, he said, emphasizing that perception is everything. Silence gives nothing to interpret, nothing to be used against you. Every word carries consequences. Silence, however, leaves space. Words create obligations. When you share your plans, people start expecting specific actions from you. If you change course, you may be seen as inconsistent. But if you kept silent, no one can hold you to anything. Words also reveal how you think. The more you talk, the more you expose your inner logic. And that can be used against you, manipulated, predicted, pressured. Machiavelli believed a ruler could be judged by those around him. Likewise, the more someone speaks, the easier it is to evaluate their depth. And words destroy mystery. It is better to be feared than loved, he wrote, and fear requires distance. The aura of power is not built by being understood, but by being unpredictable. He who explains every move loses authority, but one who speaks with restraint becomes intriguing, not judged. Think about the person who speaks at every meeting, even without deep understanding. They stop being taken seriously. The one who shares every emotion and detail of their life on social media becomes dull over time. The negotiator who rushes to speak first loses leverage. The leader who explains himself to every critic diminishes his own stature. Machiavelli would say, excessive openness is a voluntary surrender of power, not because truth is wrong, but because wisdom lies in knowing what to say, when, and to whom. He didn't advocate silence for its own sake, but as a strategy. Different situations call for different kinds of silence. The first is silence for observation. A wise man does at once what a fool does at last, Machiavelli said. The one who rushes to speak reveals his position without knowing others. The silent one listens, observes, gathers information. This gives him an edge. In negotiations, the one who speaks first often loses. In relationships, the listener detects subtle signals. In competition, a declared strategy gives the opponent an advantage. The second is silence to enhance authority. Machiavelli believed power lives in perception. One who speaks only when necessary sounds weighty. One who doesn't comment on every detail appears confident. One who doesn't rush to justify himself stays strong. We see this everywhere. The manager tries to seem busy by talking constantly, while the director speaks rarely, but with impact. A strong leader doesn't explain every move, he acts. The third form is silence, as a way to remain a mystery. Machiavelli advised, if you must choose, it's better to be respected out of fear than loved. This applies not just in politics. Ambiguity creates a space where others begin to project their hopes and expectations onto you. You get credited with qualities you never named, but others want to believe you have them. You remain flexible, free to act. It's not deception. It's a tool of influence. We see it in politicians' speeches. Vague phrasing allows appeal to different audiences. It works in business too. The one who keeps things uncertain holds more cards. Silence isn't just strategy, it's psychology. It creates an effect no words can match. First, silence encourages others to reveal more. People fear pauses. They fill them with words, often unnecessary ones. Investigators use this. They simply remain quiet, and the subject breaks. Negotiators know the side that stays silent often gets the better deal. In relationships, a pause can say more than an explanation. Second, silence creates a sense of dominance. The one who speaks first seems to seek approval. The one who remains quiet watches, chooses, controls. Machiavelli spoke of fear as a component of respect, and silence is its ally. Think of those who say little but look closely. They leave a stronger impression than those who speak nonstop. Third, silence builds an aura of power. What's unknown always feels more significant. Machiavelli wrote, "What is not seen is perceived as more dangerous." That principle still holds true. When you share everything, you become transparent. But when you share selectively, you remain compelling. Today, we're taught the opposite. Be honest, speak openly, share everything. Transparency has become a trend. But Machiavelli would say, you are voluntarily exposing your weaknesses for no gain. He didn't promote lying. He taught how to manage information, what to say and what to keep. His core idea, don't try to win with brute force if you can win with cunning, in today's world means, don't say more than necessary if silence works better. Transparency makes a person predictable. That's dangerous in business, in negotiation, in relationships. Those who reveal their feelings, intentions, and vulnerabilities become exposed. The wise preserve inner freedom by controlling what they reveal. So how can you apply this in daily life? First, learn to observe before you speak. Ask questions, gather information, listen. The more you understand about others, the easier it is to adapt. This is especially important in leadership, negotiations, and interactions where people's motives aren't always clear. Second, leave space for interpretation. Don't fear being unclear. Clarity is good, but strategic vagueness sometimes brings more freedom. Don't be confusing, but don't reveal everything at once either. Let others wonder. It builds authority. And finally, learn to sit calmly in silence. Most people rush to fill it, but you hold it. It gives you weight. In conflict, don't react right away. In negotiations, don't concede out of discomfort. In conversation, let people finish. It's a simple but powerful practice. Machiavelli never said, be silent always. He taught, remain silent until words offer more than silence. A master communicator speaks not to be heard, but to achieve a goal, and stays silent not out of fear, but from inner strength. Those who possess this strength don't waste words. Their speech is rare but sharp. Their actions are deliberate, and their silence speaks louder than words. They don't rush to be seen, and that is their advantage, because in a world full of noise, silence speaks the clearest. If this video made you pause and reflect, if you felt the quiet power behind silence, not as weakness, but as a mindful strategy, then support this channel. Leave a like so this message doesn't get lost in the noise. Subscribe if you'd like to keep exploring the depth of thought, inner strength, and the art of living with awareness. And in the comments, share your experience. Have you ever used silence as your strongest voice? Has quiet ever spoken louder than words in your life? Thank you for being here. See you in the next video.